The first policy that I'm going to talk about is the eBay fee avoidance policy. So eBay created this policy to let sellers know that you need to make sure that you're not trying to do various different things to avoid paying the eBay final value fee. Because one of the most common mistakes that a lot of new eBay sellers make is that they try and find ways to not pay the final value fee when they first start selling items. So there's a few things that eBay have stated that you need to know. For example, one of the first things that I'm going to go through is listing items outside of the correct category. So when it comes to listing your product on eBay, there's various different categories that you can choose from, and each different category is charged differently in terms of the final value fees. So what most new sellers will do, for example, if they're selling an item in the mobile phone category, and let's say that's charged at around 10%, if they see that another category is only being charged at around 5%, they will try to list their product within that category. But if eBay notices that this is what you're trying to do to avoid paying the eBay fees, then you're obviously going to get some sort of punishment. Another thing that eBay looks out for is whether or not you're asking customers to pay outside of eBay. Now, this is a mistake that I made when I first started selling. When I first built my business on eBay and I was able to get my monthly revenue to around £20,000 every single month, one mistake that I made that I wasn't even aware of is that I was telling customers to pay me outside of eBay. And I wasn't necessarily doing this because I was trying to avoid paying eBay fees, because a lot of customers would message me asking if they could pay outside of eBay because they knew that I wouldn't have to pay the eBay fees. So they wanted to pay me a low amount outside of eBay, hoping that I would accept it. And sometimes I would say yes, other times I would say no. But there was times where I was trying to secure the sale and I didn't necessarily think that eBay truly cared about whether or not a customer paid me on eBay or not. But because I had done this around 3 or 4 different times, eBay ended up restricting my account for 7 days, which means that I wasn't able to buy anything and I wasn't able to sell anything for 7 whole days. Now at the time, 7 days seemed like a long time because, as I said, I was bringing in around £20,000 worth of revenue every single month. So those 7 days meant a lot because I had people that I had to pay, I had employees that I was paying, I had freelancers that was working for me. So that revenue that I wasn't able to get really affected my business at the time. Not only that, I wasn't able to serve a lot of the customers that came back and bought from me on a repeat basis. But looking back, I now realize that 7 days isn't really that bad because most people get restricted for way longer than that. But because eBay could see that I was bringing in a decent amount of revenue every single month, they didn't necessarily want to restrict me forever. But if you're a new seller, you may not get the same treatment. So this is why you need to make sure that you don't ask customers to pay you outside of eBay. And one of the final things that I'm going to discuss in this video when it comes to the eBay fee avoidance policy is charging excessive postage. So one thing that a lot of sellers used to do back in the day, not really so much anymore, but what they would do is that they would charge a low amount for the actual item and then they'll charge a higher amount for the postage. Now the reason why a lot of sellers did this is because they knew that they would pay a little amount for the final value fee for the main cost of the item. However, because they charged a higher amount for the postage, eBay wasn't necessarily going to charge them a higher amount, so they was able to save money on fees by doing it that way. But if eBay notices that you're charging an excess amount for postage, and they're going to restrict your account. So this is another key thing that you need to be aware of. eBay doesn't like it when you try and find sneaky ways to not pay the final value fees. In my opinion, if you believe that eBay is a platform that's going to help you generate sales for your business, you shouldn't try and avoid paying the eBay fees, even if you might think that they're charging a high amount for fees, because ultimately they're going to use that money to reinvest back into the eBay platform. It's your job as the business owner to price your items in a way that you're going to be able to pay your eBay fees and pay any other expenses that you need to pay for your business. Alright, so moving on to the next policy that I'm going to talk about in this video, which is the verified rights owner policy, or as you guys probably know it, the Vero policy. So this is a very popular policy and it's been around for some time now. But if you're new to eBay and you've never heard of this before, essentially what it is a way for trademark owners or copyright owners to prevent other sellers from using their brand name. And the way that it works is that if you own a specific trademark for your company or your product and you see someone else using it on eBay, you're going to be able to contact eBay and show them proof that you own the trademark or you own the name and no one else can use it. And they're going to be able to remove that listing straight away. So if you're not an authorized seller for a particular product, you're not going to be able to list an item. And the reason why it's very important for you to be aware of this is because if eBay notices that you're selling a fake item or you're selling an item that you're not supposed to be selling, not only are they going to remove your listing, which is a headache because you're going to lose all of your selling history, but there's a chance that they might also permanently restrict your eBay account. So again, this is another mistake that I made when I first started selling on eBay. What I did when I first started building up my listing and started selling particular products is that I would copy the images from a bigger seller. And this is something that you can't necessarily do, even though you might not be using the trademark or the copyright. But if eBay notices that you've copied and pasted the exact same image that another seller has used, then there's a chance that eBay will remove that listing. And this is what happened to me after selling 500 units of a particular product. Because I was using another eBay seller's image and I didn't notice that the company's watermark was on the image, they were able to contact eBay straight away and get the listing taken down, and I wasn't able to do anything about it. So always make sure that you're looking out for any watermarks if you plan on using another eBay seller's images. Not only that, you also need to make sure that you're not selling any counterfeit or fake items. One of the things that you need to be aware of as a new seller is that you're not going to be able to import any branded items from China. If you ever come across a supplier in China that's telling you that they're going to be able to import you some sort of branded item, whether it's Nike, whether it's Gucci, whether it's Apple, whether it's Louis Vuitton, like for example, there's this bag right here. As we can see, it looks like a Louis Vuitton bag. And most people are going to make the mistake of thinking that they're going to be able to import this product for really cheap and then sell it for thousands of dollars, when you're not going to be able to, and eBay is going to automatically be able to identify who's an authorized seller for a particular brand name and who's not. So try and avoid making the simple mistake. Don't try and import a branded item from a Chinese supplier. Or for example, I've just jumped onto eBay and I've typed in iPhone 13 case. Now to my knowledge, I don't believe that iPhone is a trademark name. It might be, it might not be. I don't believe it is though. I know that Apple is definitely a copyrighted trademark name that you can't use. And as you can see, majority of these sellers that are selling these iPhone cases don't have Apple in their title. This one doesn't have it, this one doesn't have it, this one doesn't have it. Because if they make the mistake of putting Apple in their title, eBay is going to automatically be notified and then they're going to get their eBay listing removed. Like for example, if this seller right here makes the mistake of putting the word Apple in their title or anywhere throughout their listing description, their item specifics, they're going to lose all of their selling history right here where it shows that they've sold over 9,400 different units. So that's another thing that you guys need to be aware of. If you are selling an item that's compatible with a specific company, but it's not necessarily the real item from the company, make sure that you don't use the actual name of the company because it's going to affect your eBay account. Alright, so moving on to the third policy that you guys need to be aware of, which is the seller performance policy. So if you've been selling on eBay for some time, you probably realize that eBay evaluates your account every single 30 days. And when I say that they're evaluating your account, they're looking out for any defects that you might have gotten throughout the month. So if you're not aware, when it comes to selling on eBay, there's various different defects that you can get. You can get a defect for being out of stock after someone has purchased the item from you, which means that if you're listing a whole bunch of different items on eBay, you need to make sure that you've got a good inventory tracker management system in place, because if a customer buys something from your store and you realize afterwards you've run out of stock, you're going to get a defect on your account. And if you do this a couple times throughout the month, depending on how many transactions you have throughout the month, it's going to add up and it's going to ultimately mean that your eBay account might get affected. Another defect that eBay is tracking is whether or not the item arrived late to the customer. And there's two ways that eBay is going to be able to know whether or not the item didn't get to the customer on time. The first way is by checking exactly when you shipped out the order. And that's why it's very important that when you make a sale on eBay and you send the order to the customer, you make sure to press the dispatch button on eBay, because that's one of the ways that eBay is going to know whether or not you shipped out the order on time. The other way that eBay is going to know whether or not you shipped out on time is dependent on what the customer says once they receive the item. So when the customer now leaves you feedback, they've got an option to let eBay know if they received the order on the date that they were supposed to receive it. And if they click that they didn't receive it on time, then this is going to automatically add a defect onto your account. And one of the third defects that eBay is tracking throughout the whole month is cases closed without seller resolution, which means that if a customer starts a return and then they send an item back to you because they're not happy with the item, or even if they've just changed their mind, you need to make sure that you deal with the item as soon as you get it back. Because if it's been more than 2 days since you've received the item back to your house or your office space and you haven't dealt with it, or you haven't issued a refund back to the customer, then they're going to be able to ask eBay to step in and automatically get a refund. So one of the key things that you need to make sure that you're doing is dealing with any refund as soon as it gets back to you, because all of the defects that I just went through right now in terms of cancelled due to out of stock, late delivery, or closed without seller resolution, the more of these defects that you build up throughout the entire month, the more your eBay account is going to get affected. Because if you build up a certain amount of defects, depending on how many transactions you've had throughout the entire month, that's why I can't give you an exact amount, because eBay does it on a percentage basis. But the more defects that you build up throughout the entire month, you're going to get pushed down from top rated seller back down to above standard, or down to below standard. And if you want to have the best chance of success when it comes to selling on eBay, you want to make sure that you maintain top rated seller status or above standard. But for me personally, I always try to get my eBay stores and a lot of my students' eBay stores to top rated seller status, because with this is going to come so many benefits. So always remember that the more defects that you build up throughout the entire month, the more you're affecting your eBay account, which is ultimately going to affect the amount of money that you can make. But one important point that I want to say before I move on to the final policy that I'm going to talk about in this video is that even if you get certain defects throughout the month, you can always call up eBay and try and appeal it. When it comes to appealing defects, it's not a hard thing to do, especially if it's something like late delivery. As long as you shipped it out on time, if it didn't get to the customer on time, then that's not necessarily your fault. So it's also important to remember that a lot of these defects automatically get added onto your account, but it's your job to go through all the defects that you get and then see which ones that you can get removed and then call up eBay and try and get them removed as soon as possible. Okay, so the final policy that I'm going to talk about in this video that you guys need to be aware of if you want to start selling on eBay this year, but specifically if you want to start dropshipping, is the dropshipping policy. Now, I've spoken about this in my videos before, but a lot of people are still not aware of what they can do and what they can't do when it comes to dropshipping specifically on eBay. A lot of people out there think that it's illegal to dropship or that you can't dropship or that eBay doesn't want you to dropship 100%, but that isn't the case. eBay doesn't want you to dropship from retailers or marketplaces. So websites like Walmart or Argos, eBay doesn't necessarily want you to dropship directly from those websites. And if they find out that this is what you're doing, then you're going to get your eBay account banned or restricted. So you're probably wondering, how exactly will eBay find out if I'm dropshipping from Amazon? Well, the way that they will find out is mainly through the tracking number. So if you list an item on eBay and you plan on going over to Amazon to dropship it directly to your customer, the tracking number that you're going to get from Amazon is going to be directly associated with Amazon, and eBay's systems are going to be able to identify that. So if you do plan on using Amazon as your dropshipping supplier, you need to make sure that you're changing the tracking number or that you're doing something to mask the tracking number. Now, I wouldn't advise that you use Amazon as your dropshipping supplier anyway, because if you're looking to build a real business on eBay, you don't necessarily want your customers to receive an item that arrives to them in Amazon packaging. Because for me personally, I wouldn't be happy if I ordered something from eBay, but then it came in Amazon packaging, because I'm automatically going to know that the seller went over to Amazon to buy the item at a cheaper price. And of course, most people know that when it comes to running a business, you need to get the item from a cheaper source, but most customers won't necessarily be happy if they know that you went somewhere that they could have went to themselves. So in my opinion, you shouldn't really be using Amazon to dropship. But then again, I've got another video coming out real soon that's going to break down exactly how you can mask the Amazon tracking number so that eBay doesn't know that you're dropshipping from Amazon. And I'm going to show you step by step how to dropship from Amazon. So make sure if you want to see that video, you like this video and that you subscribe down below and hit the bell notification so that YouTube can alert you when that video comes out. But if you want to watch another video where I break down exactly how you can dropship on eBay in a way that eBay is not going to restrict your account in terms of the best supplier to use, I'm going to leave that video right there. Make sure you watch that video straight after this video, because it's going to break down exactly how you can abide by the eBay policies when it comes to dropshipping. Make sure you comment down below if you've got any questions at all, because I'm trying my best to respond to every single comment that's underneath this video within the first 36 to 46 hours after this video has been released. So make sure you comment down below. And if you want to watch a webinar where I break down exactly how you can get started on eBay as a beginner, I'm going to leave that in the first link down below. All right, guys, I'll see you on the next one. Make sure you stay safe out there. Peace.